Hi Aquarius, welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look and see what is going on in your love life, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you this card. Do you see this card? Look at what it says at the bottom, the Lovers. That's what fell out of the deck. It's while I was shuffling, it fell out of the deck. Hold on, a little more. Okay. Ooh, cards are flying out of the deck. Okay, here we go. All right, overall energy for this week's reading, Aquarius, is the Fool. Okay, so this is talking about, taking a leap of faith, starting over when it comes to love. Okay, underneath this, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this is about you needing to have patience because everything's going to happen in divine timing. I know y'all get sick of me saying that, and I get sick of saying it, but this is what Spirit is saying. This card, whenever I first see it, I know that's exactly what they're telling me. Okay. Underneath this is the Five of Cups. This can talk about, heartbreak, breakup, separation, crying over spilled milk. Okay, some of you may still be in this energy where you are mourning what happened between you and your twin. Okay, but Spirit is telling you with this energy to have your time to mourn and lick your wounds, do what you need to do. But with the Five of Cups, you need to make sure that you're not marinating in this energy. Like, have your time in it. Give yourself a time frame and then move on, okay? Because you got new people coming into your life, and you don't have time to continue to drag about somebody who doesn't care about you, who's out there in the streets with other people, okay? Let's just be honest. And it's not me trying to make light of or look down on your feelings. It has nothing to do with that. It's the fact that this person doesn't give a fuck about you. And so you need to spend the least amount of time as possible on this person and, and put yourself back together and get ready to move forward, whether you want to be with somebody or you want to be by yourself. Okay. So we've got the Two of Wands showing up here. This is talking about being at a crossroads, needing to make a decision about this connection and the new one that's coming. It's also talking about being at a distance. So I feel like some of you are, emotionally distant from the twin. You may be physically distant as well. It may be the same thing with the soulmate. Also with the Two of Wands, this can talk about like you may be thinking about moving, trying to figure out where you want to be. Because normally with the Two of Wands, there's somebody holding a globe. And they're looking at a globe, looking at the world, trying to figure out, where they want to live in the world. Okay. Then look, it's showing up again because you heard me put the card back in the deck and I shuffled again after I showed it to you, right? Because I told you it dropped out. So this is Gemini energy, the Lovers. It is talking about that perfect relationship, which is what I feel like is your ideal. This is what you're wanting. And, somebody's going to be coming in with a love offer with this Page of Pentacles. Okay. So, but you may be sitting in this Queen of Swords energy and not wanting to deal with it. So this is a water sign or someone with a lot of water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then, of course, the Page of Pentacles, earth sign or someone with a lot of earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, let's talk. We're going to start by clarifying the Fool. Yeah, see, Spirit is already talking about the soulmate. Hold on. Give me 1 second, okay? Okay, so, all right. Spirit is telling you that you need to nurture yourself, okay? Because you're getting ready to be in the energy where someone is going to want to come and take a leap of faith with you. And this is about you preparing yourself for that leap of faith if you're wanting to take it as well, okay? Because the soulmate is coming. You see it? It just popped out of the deck. It was the first card that came out and this is the deck. This is the other deck. It's not the deck that I use for you, okay? So you may need time to heal. And like I said, Spirit is not trying to rush you, but Spirit is saying, don't dig in to that Five of Cups and focus on those 3 cups, because we know this person was out in the streets and they're still out in the streets. They were in something with somebody else for a lot of you, or going around, sleeping around with a lot of different people, and then still trying to come back to you, endangering your health, all this type of stuff. So This is about spirit telling you, you need to take the time you need to heal. That's why the nurture card is here. Okay. But we're getting ready to move forward because you got somebody new coming, someone who is going to deserve to have you at your best because they're bringing themselves into the connection at their best. Okay. All right. So when it comes to the cards that we have to clarify what is going on with you, we got two cards here. We have the Five of Pentacles and we've got the Knight of Cups. So there is a love offer coming here. Okay. Something like a love offer with, excuse me, let's try it again. A romantic love offer with the person's heart on their sleeve coming forward and being very, very romantic. So for some of you, you may have already received the love offer from the soulmate, okay, that we were just talking about. For others of you, we've got the Five of Pentacles here. This can talk about, for others of you, it's talking about the fact that you came towards your twin with a love offer, okay? And they left you out in the cold. They breadcrumbed you. They ghosted you with this Five of Pentacles, okay? So you were left out in the cold for trying to love someone. That's why you got to move on from this person, because this person doesn't care about how you feel or giving you anything, that you want to have. This is about them, okay? So spirit is telling you that you need to stay in the flow. You need to stay detached, accept things for what they are. It happened. Nobody wants to get dragged. Nobody wants to go through the things that, we've been through. Because like I told you, I sit here and I talk to you, but I've been through it too. So I know exactly how you're feeling. And I know sometimes you get dug down in that hole and you don't want to move. You just are in such a depression or feeling so badly that you just don't want to get up and move. You just want to stay there and you just like, fuck it all, right? Because you've been through a lot, Aquarius. I understand. So spirit is just telling you, accept what has happened. Okay. Wasn't a beautiful thing that happened. It was a crazy thing that happened. I feel like, it was a test, a trial to see if you learned how to value yourself and value your needs over someone else's. Okay. So spirit is saying, just accept what happened and don't feel the need to try to control how this situation moves along because it's being divinely guided. Okay. All right. Let me get one more card. Okay. So you being watched, and when this card comes up, I tell you all the time that is both people watching you. The soulmate is watching you and the twin is watching you as well. The soulmate is watching you because they're getting ready to approach you if they haven't already, for some of you, because everybody's going to be at a different point in this reading. But for others of you, this sunglasses is talking about the twin, and it's the twin is watching you because they're wanting to come back and reassert or regain control over the connection or over you, and to try to, push it in the direction they're wanting it to go in, because you're trying to get away from this person. But I feel like they're coming in for some of you to try to hold you back. Okay. All right. So the next card we've got, this represents the new person. This is also talking about the twin. Okay. It's the King of Cups. So water sign is someone with a lot of water in their chart: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. When this card shows up for me, it is Cancer. So this person, this new person may have Cancer placements. Excuse me. It's also talking about, the twin needing to balance themselves out. Okay. Also with the King of Cups, for the soulmate, it is saying that this person is already balanced. This is someone who works on themselves. They take it seriously. That's why it's so important for you to work on yourself as well, Aquarius, because you have somebody coming in where if something goes down in the connection between the two of you, this person is willing to do what is necessary, do the necessary work on themselves in order to better the connection. And you have to be willing to do that as well. And like I said, they're coming in prepared for this relationship, and spirit is asking you to do the same as well. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay. So someone is being very nostalgic. Okay. They're missing you, looking at old pictures of the two of you, especially, and I feel like this is the twin. If the two of you, were together for a while, because for some of you, you were together with this person. You may have been married, you may have kids with them. It could be a lot of different scenarios, but this person, is missing you and wanting you back, but they're missing your attention. They're missing the things you've done for, used to do for them. They're missing, that control over you. That's what it is. It's not, what we think it is, how we like to romanticize, because I do it too. But with this person, you have to keep looking at the type of person that they are, because they're wanting to pretend to be someone else, like I said, so they can get back in. But you triggered this person when you came towards them with the love offer, because remember, we had the Knight of Cups show up here. All right. So that was why they ran, for those of you who are just starting to watch these readings and you don't know what happened. Or I have to, I'm going to rehash what happened. So for those of you who are just joining us, this is a situation where you came forward and told this person how you felt, and the person ran. Okay. They, are somebody that's very logically based. They don't focus on meeting anyone else's needs. They're all about self. They're very narcissistic. They sit in prideful and egoic energy. And this person just wants to, get their attention, get their sex when they want. They want to be out and about. They don't want to make a decision and choose one person. They want to, they want 31 flavors, basically. Okay. So we also have the comfort zone card. This is how this person operates. They deal with things in a way that is comfortable for them. It's not, it doesn't matter to them. It's not important to them whether things are comfortable for other people. It's all about them and what they can get. Then we've got the blowing kiss card. So this is about the new person, the soulmate. So, they're coming in with unconditional love. They're wanting to give and receive. All right. They're wanting to be fair in love, and they're wanting to return your affections. Okay. So when it comes to the energy between the both of you, we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is an earth sign, or someone with a lot of earth in their chart, towards Virgo, Capricorn. So I feel like this is talking about both you and the new person, the soulmate. It could be talking about the twin as well, because for the twin, this could just be spirit saying that this person is slowly but surely going to make their way back towards you, because as I've told you before, for those of you that don't know this twin, when they, when you left and turned around and walked away from them, they tried to do the same thing, but the feelings, they couldn't get away from the feelings. The feelings dragged them back every time they try to leave. So this, I feel like for the twin is saying that this person is slowly coming back to this connection, and is going to try to reignite it with you. Okay. When it comes to you and the soulmate, this is just talking about the two of you slowly coming towards each other, because you're in your phase of healing. They may have some things that they have to, wrap up and I guess put to bed. And so you're both in a transition period where you're preparing to come together with each other. Okay. Because remember, your soulmate has been through stuff just like you have. They've been in relationships where they have not been prioritized. They've been in relationships where they have been taken advantage of. And so they're going to understand where you're coming from. It's going to be a meeting of the minds. Like I said, a lot of conversations that you have with this person, you're going to be shocked. I feel like your mouth's going to fall up and you're going to be like, oh my God, that happened. They're going to be telling you about something. You're like, that happened to me. And vice versa. When you tell them about certain things, they're going to be saying that same scenario or something similar to it happened to them. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Ooh. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. When it comes to your twin, we know that they're suppressing their feelings, right? They're not wanting to have that come to Jesus moment and deal with how they feel. And because they suppress it, that's why they're running around here acting crazy and just doing all kinds of crap, because they just don't want to deal with it. It's that type of thing. It's like, you know how they say a shark, how a shark in the water just continues to move. And because if they stop, they die. It's that same type of thing with this person. This person is like going nonstop, because they're trying to run from the feelings and run from, what's happened between the two of you. But like I've told you in the past, they can't stop it from happening. They can't stop it from overwhelming them when they lay down to try to go to sleep. Okay. I feel like that's when everything comes to the forefront is at night. Okay. So Aquarius, I hate to see this. It just makes me feel so bad. I hate that y'all are feeling hopeless and feeling like, your love life is never going to work out. And I don't believe that. You have to be positive, even though I know you may be sitting in an energy right now where you don't feel positive and you feel like, everything is coming at you. with this connection and you trying to heal from it. And it could be other areas of your life where you're catching hell as well. But my heart goes out to you, and you have to believe that you can do this, because I believe you can do it, because you've been through a lot of shit, Aquarius. And if you could get through the things you've been through in the past, you will eventually get through this. But you have to keep moving forward. You can't, like I said, sit in that Five of Cups energy and just marinate in it, because it's not going to make anything any better. If anything, it may make things worse. Okay. All right. But this is about you learning how to surrender, just giving it up, letting it go, and giving it to God or the universe, or source, or however you refer to the higher power, and just realizing that this had to happen for a reason, because there were things that were going on with you that you had to become cognizant of. And a lot of times the best teacher, even though we don't like it, is pain. And so Spirit is telling you, you had to go through this in order for you to realize that you were not being treated the way you deserve to be treated. Okay. And I know, sitting in this energy and being depressed and stuff like that, I know it is difficult, but you will get through this. This too shall pass. Okay. All right. Then we've got the voice card. This is what Spirit is saying it all comes down to. This is about you finding your voice and being able to set your boundaries, and not being afraid to stand up to anybody, and being okay with if people walk out of your life. I'm not saying that's always going to be the outcome, but you got to be prepared for that. Anytime you stand your ground against someone, especially if it's somebody where you have a particularly caustic relationship with them, you got to be prepared if it's been a thing where all y'all do is butt heads all the time, and you've gotten to the point to where you're fed up and you're just sick of it, and it's time for you to lay down lay down the law and put down some boundaries. You just have to be prepared to do it. But Spirit is telling you, this is about you finding your voice, realizing what you deserve, and standing your ground. Because if you don't take care, oh my God, if you don't take care of yourself and take up for yourself, you can't expect anybody else to do it. Okay. You've got to guard your peace and your peace of mind. You got to guard it, because it's priceless. And if you don't guard it, people will try to take it from you. They will try to, because what they say, misery loves company. And I'm not saying this is everybody, but we all have those people in our lives where we just like, oh my God, when you see them, you're like, here we go with this BS again. What is going to happen, today? But in those situations, Spirit is recommending that you just, take yourself out of the equation, because if you're not in the equation, even if somebody is trying to get in your face and act crazy, and you remove yourself from the situation, they there looking like a fool and you moving on, right? Okay, last card we've got is wedding rings. So this new person is not messing around. I tell y'all this all the time. They're coming in wanting marriage, wanting a soul, it's a soul connection. They're wanting everlasting love. This person is going to be devoted to you. All right. They're coming in wanting commitment. This is not, oh, let's go on a few dates and see how it goes and see what happens. It's not that type of party. This person realizes that you are the one for them. Okay. They've got majorly strong feelings for you. Look at the wedding rings there. And so they're already looking ahead and thinking about making it official with you. Okay. I feel like the two of you coming together and finding out about each other is just a formality. And then pretty soon this person is going to be telling you how they feel. And then I feel like this connection is just going to take off. Okay. But you got to be ready for it. All right. You got to let go of what happened with this other person. And I know it sucks. I know, a lot of you are like, this motherfucker did this, they did that. And you have every right to feel that way. But, it's a situation now where you got to ask yourself, do you want to continue to go back and forth with this other person? Or do you want to, move on to get what it is that you really want? If you want to heal yourself and sit in this energy. Okay. All right. So when it comes to the outcome, we've got the Nine of Wands showing up. This is talking about the wounded warrior. Okay. It can speak of like you feeling battle weary in your situation. Like, you trying your quest to try to heal yourself. Okay. Because you got, people trying to step on your toes. And I don't even feel like it's just the twin. I feel like in other areas of your life, it could be family members. so-called friends. It could be a lot of different, there are a lot of different scenarios I'm picking up for all of y'all. And I feel like it's just a situation where, you know, you just got to learn how to stand up for yourself, because people have gotten the idea that it's okay for them to disrespect you, I feel like. Okay, so we've got for you the boundaries card showing up. I just talked to you about boundaries, right? So spirit is just pretty much reconfirming what it is that I've told you. Okay, and this is about, you know, you making self-care a priority, putting yourself first, just like the new person is going to come in and put you and prioritize you in this relationship. You've got to prioritize yourself and your relationship with yourself first. Okay, it's about being direct, tuning into your feelings, and practicing self-awareness, and letting people know how far they can go. Because look how she has her hand out. She's like, okay, you can stop, because that's as far as I'm going to allow you to go. Okay, then we've got the heartbreak card showing up here. Okay, so this is for the twin. Okay, and I've told you this before. I feel like this is the twins' biggest fear, is that they're going to try to come back to you, because we know they slowly coming towards you, right, with the Knight of Pentacles. So they're fearful that when they decide to come put on the mask, right, and grab some flowers or whatever, or come with the stories, because they're not going to tell you the whole truth about what's going on. Because for some of you, this person is still in something with somebody else. Okay, and they're going to try to lie to you and tell you that they're not. And I feel like for a lot of you, you know, it's going to be a situation where you've moved on. Because look in the corner of the card. You know, I feel like this is you and the soulmate, and this is the twin back here. Like, what the hell happened? But like I said, they have no one to blame but themselves. Because think about all this time. I tell y'all this all the time. This person has had ample time to come towards you and try to fix this connection. And the fact that they won't do it, and they're going to wait until somebody else is in the picture, that tells you right there what this person's motives are all about. Okay. All right. Then we've got the balance card. Again, it's talking about balance, you know, the need for a masculine and feminine sides of the personality to be to be balanced. And I feel like this is talking about, you know, the twin, and not just the masculine and feminine, but also, you know, well, it's the same thing, the logical and the emotional side, because this person looks at feelings and vulnerability as like something dirty, like something, you know, something that like you're weak if you display feelings and you display all that kind of stuff. And so I'm like, well, hell, I just be weak all day long, because I'm a Scorpio, and I'm gonna if I need to cry, I'm gonna cry. If I need to, you know, get angry, I'm gonna get angry. It's a part of you being authentically yourself, because if you're wanting somebody, Aquarius, to be with you, to love you unconditionally, you have to be yourself. You have to take off whatever mask you're wearing, if you are wearing one, because, you know, all of us, when we don't know someone very well or whatever, you know how they say when you go on a date, your representative shows up. So it's like that type of thing. You got to tell the representative to get their ass in the closet, and you got to take off the mask and let your hair down and completely be who you are. Because if you're not doing that, then the people around you that care for you, they don't care for the real you. They just care for whoever it is that you're pretending to be when you're around them. Okay. So we've got the teddy bear card. This is showing up. It's talking about the soulmate again. Okay. Somebody's coming in that's going to be very interested in you. It's going to be a blooming romance, a lot of flirting. This person's going to want to date you, but it's serious dating. It's not dating. Let's just go out and see what happens. You know, it's not that type of crap. You know, what you do when you do with online dating or the Tinder and the people wanting to hook up and all that. It's not that type of thing. Okay. Like I said, this person does have, you know, feelings for you, and they are sexually attracted to you, but the love is the most important thing. The love is the biggest thing here. And the love is what's driving everything behind that. Okay. All right. Okay. So we are going to get some messages from Spirit. Let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. We got a lot of cards that fell. It says confusion. There's great uncertainty in the current state of affairs and a lack of understanding among the parties. Okay, tell me about it, right? Then we've got illumination. The path to be taken will be illuminated. So Spirit is going to tell you how to get to where you need to go, depending on what it is you want to do. Then we've got straightforwardness. Someone is ready to take a direct approach and be clear in their communication. This is talking about the soulmate, okay? They're going to come in seriously, being really serious with you, and being honest about their feelings. Because like I told you, this is someone that does not play games. All right. And I feel like the game playing, that's been something you've been used to all the time. Because let me give you an example. When I think about my person coming in, I had to tell myself, okay, all right, when this person comes in, this conversation, one of the conversations I have with myself, when this person comes in, you can't be shutting down and closing yourself off and doing this kind of stuff. Because remember, I have Aquarius rising. So even though I'm a Scorpio and I'm an emotional person, the face I show the world, because that's your ascendant sign, is the face you show the world, right? For me, is Aquarius, meaning that when you first meet me, you may be seeing me as an Aquarius, like somebody, because you know they like to say Aquarians are detached and all this kind of stuff. And I don't feel like it means that you don't have feelings, or, you know, there's nobody in there or whatever. I don't feel like it's like that. I feel like it's like a shield. It's like a sort of protection, you know, because you've been through a lot of stuff. And like I said, me as a Scorpio with an Aquarian rising, I've been through a lot of stuff too. So when you're like that, it's like that becomes your default way of being, where when somebody that you don't know comes up, it's like stranger danger, right? So you automatically are like, okay, let me put up my shield and see what the hell you want. And when I see what the hell you want, and we have a little time together, then I'll decide if I want to bring it down or not. So I'm having to tell myself, had a conversation, okay, when this person come in, you can't, you got to open yourself up. You can't just be shut down, because I'll have people have told me in the past that I'm very, what is the word? That like people that like I've been in, that have liked me and I've liked them like that romantically. They've told me in the past that I'm very stoic. They can't tell that I have feelings for them, because I'm like blank face, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm the type of person where I need you to tell me how you feel first before I go to tell you anything. So I'm saying all of this to say, the things that you've gone through in your life, like me, I've gone through so many things in my life that I realize I can't, even though I would want to, part of me wants to come forward and come with my feelings out. I realize, especially in this day and age, you can't always do that. So that's why I'm saying you have to remember, when this new person comes in, once you start to feel comfortable with them, try not to shut down Aquarius and make the person feel like they can't get in, get past your walls. But let me tell you this too. This type of person, they're not gonna, the fact that you may have your walls up in the beginning, it's not gonna phase them, because they really want to be with you. Like I said, this is not a date. Let's see where things go, or let's just hook up and have sex. It's not that type of relationship. This person is looking at you as someone they want to spend the rest of their lives with, that they want to marry, they want to commit to. So the right person is gonna take the time to try to get to know you. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm not saying don't have them up in your walls up in the beginning. I am saying you have to be conscious about when this person is trying to earn your trust and earn the right to be with you, and they're acting right. You have to remember to start to bring those walls down. That's what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get some messages from the twin first. We're going to let Crazy say what they want to say, and then we'll get the message from the soulmate. Okay, here we go. So we've got, I feel empty and hollow inside. I can't open up right now. Okay. So those of you who have just started going through this twin flame connection, you have to realize this person is not trying to open up. They're not trying to have a relationship, even though they may have led you to believe that in the beginning. This twin is not about that. They're about getting their needs met, and they don't care if they meet yours or not. Okay. Then we've got, I know that you may not feel for me as I feel for you. So this person can feel you distancing yourself, Aquarius. Okay. They feel that you have shut down and you've moved away from them, and you're not trying to deal with them or any of their bullshit anymore. Okay. Then we've got my pride and ego got hurt, so I wanted revenge. I wanted you to hurt too. Okay. So for some of you, this person may be plotting. They may be trying to plot revenge on you, but let me tell you this. If this is what they're doing and they're trying to do this, because remember, I told you for some of you, this person could possibly, them or somebody around them could possibly be messing around with spell work and that type of stuff, because we've had that in the past. If that is the case, anything that this person, remember, you are highly protected by your spiritual team. Okay. God is protecting you. And this is also a situation where if this person is doing anything like that, they're going to continue to just reap negative karma for what they're doing. Okay. All right. But like I said, protect yourself, surround yourself with white light, ground yourself. If you have sage and you have Palo Santo, smudge. Okay. And do whatever you can to keep your energy clear and close yourself off from the person psychically. You got to figure out, you got to know how to do that. Close yourself off. Like me, I imagine myself with a, kind of like a well, like I'm in a well energetically, and I pull, how the well has a well can have like a top on it, and I close the top off, but that's only for the twin. Everybody else, if they're, if we good, they can get, they have access to me energetically, but not the twin. Okay. So you got to figure out your own way. Cause like, if you think about it, your intuition will lead you to something to help you protect yourself from the twin. Okay. All right. Let's get some messages from the soulmate. Okay, so we've got you're everything I want and need. All right. Like I said, this person's not looking for anybody else. It's like I said, it can be a billion women in a room or a billion men in the room. Okay, because I know there are guys that watch my reading, so make it fit. Switch it to the proper gender. And all this person sees is you. They don't see anybody else. Okay, they want to make you theirs. All right. Then we've got you don't realize how perfect you are to me. So like I said, this person sees you as their perfect match. Okay. And they crave you. Okay. All right. We're going to let's get one of these cards. Oh, wait, there's another one. It says, I am grateful that you came into my life. So this person looks at you, Aquarius, like a pure blessing. Okay. Okay. And it's okay. Then we got another card here. It says, my world. So it says, you mean the world to me. Everything revolves around you. I keep you in mind when I'm making decisions, and I include you in all of my plans. Every action, every dream. I love doing life with you. You mean so much to me. Without you, I feel like nothing. So this is somebody, like I told you, you sit at the center of this person's world. So when you look at it like that, who in the hell want to go back to a twin that is, trying to get everything, jump on everything that's moving, and wants you to sit there so they can come back and forth and abuse you as they please, and hopefully it's not physically. And who wants to put up with that? Who wants to put up with that? When you compare and contrast the two people, it's like night and day. Okay. All right. So let me get some Black Hollywood romance oracle cards before I let you go. Oh, you got a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. First card, it says, watch out. This is a warning message. Be aware of gossip, envy, and jealousy. Someone or something is trying to stand in the way of this connection. Okay, so I told you the twin is going to come back and try to make trouble with you and this person. And let me say this too. Also, I pick up sometimes that with the new person, whoever their ex was may try to come in and make trouble for the both of you as well. So it won't just be the person on your side. It could be the person on their side as well. Okay. Then we've got have faith. Trust and believe that love is here to stay this time around. Don't let fear or doubt intervene. Trust the divine. Okay. This is also a test of faith as well. Okay. Because you have to realize, I realize you just went through a harrowing experience, a tumultuous experience, an experience where, you got, like I said, you got abused, and it's not physically abused, emotionally abused by someone. So this is a situation where, as I've told you before, this is what life is about. Spirit is saying, can you go through the things that you've gone through and move through that, heal, forgive the person, and move on to have, to get your just desserts, to get your karmic justice, your rewards. Okay. All right. Then we've got soulmate. There it is. It's showing up again. So we got it coming up twice. So it says the person you are inquiring about is your soulmate. That sense of familiarity and comfort you feel is confirmation. So soul recognition. You're going to realize when you see this person, because like I told you, with me, when I saw mine, and the same thing with the people in the comments, when they saw their person, everybody knew the minute they saw them that it was them. Okay. All right. So don't forget to let me say this. I hope this helped. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, Aquarius, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.